I'm never going to admit that I did anything that was supposedly racist. And I can prove my innocence very easily. Because you could review the footage for yourself, you could look into the context for yourself, and you will never find anything about race. You'll never find anything regarding me comparing the guy to a gorilla or mentioning people of color. You'll never find anything. So, what happened is they actually tried to bully me into submission and admit to it. And this is how they got hacks. So, I would like to make this video more about him and how they got him to conform and admit to their narrative. And I know people are always going to be like, well, that's a different situation. Like, you know, every situation is different, this and that. Like, people are going to say that, but no, don't listen to those idiots, because even when it's not about attacking liberals or whatever, guess who's in charge? The Melee Illuminati. So, don't forget that the corrupt TOs stick together in a secret server, and they apparently even discuss national bans, and they try to vote on bans. And I can confirm that this is something they do. They do try to do national bans in this Discord server that let's just call it the TO Discord server. Now, I don't know who has access to this, but it does exist. Darkgenix revealed this to me many years ago, that originally they had actually tried to do a national ban and it didn't go through. I reached out to, the TO, the head TO of Big House, and Joe guy was like, okay, I know what happened, but just go ahead and tell me the story. Go ahead, just go over real quick, and I went ahead and explained to him that it was an accident, that whatever happened at Riptide, like, I had no intention of retaliating or whatever and trying to offend the guy. It was completely accidental, if anyone felt offended by it. Now, he understood this in this voice chat that we had. In this voice call we did, he understood that it was just like an unfortunate thing. And I didn't even ask him to like pick a side, and he even told me, look, I'm not gonna pick a side on it. And this was in the very beginning. Now, there were already a couple bans on me, local level bans, and this is why it's corrupt. After I got home from Riptide, I went ahead and put out a video right away, just clarifying that I had no intention of trying to offend anyone, and it wasn't racism, and I explained myself very well. And there are a lot of people that were just like, oh, this video sucks, stop doubling down. It's like, see, once that they were showing me that attitude, I already had a bad feeling about it. Like, people weren't treating me human, they weren't respecting my stance, they just wanted me to automatically like just apologize and say that I was in the wrong just because the black man says he's a victim now. Not because I ever actually did anything objectively harmful. And I've had a lot of people try to tell me, like, oh, it doesn't need to be objective. Like, you did harm, and this is racist. You know what? I'm not going to really play this right now. I did do an apology around May of last year. And I kind of just kept it simple. And the first thing that people did was try to use it against me, saying that I was trying to make a deal. Like, I'm not even joking. There were like multiple people saying like, oh, wait, why are you trying to make a deal? And like I wasn't trying to make a deal. Hello, I'm here to ask to speak to the main tournament organizer of Apex. I would like to know whether or not I am allowed to attend the event. There was controversy on Twitter not too long ago, but I am able to attend the Big House 10, or I was able to attend the Big House 10, regardless, right after. I'm not globally or nationally banned. If I'm not allowed, that's fine, but just let me know, because I'm highly considering signing up right now. This is Kevin Deere. Sorry that no one responded to the email. I don't manage that account myself. Unfortunately, you will not be allowed to compete at Apex. In all caps for some reason. Reason? Did you resolve things with justice? Question mark. Your behavior in that situation was really off-putting to me. You doubled down instead of apologizing, taking it down. Now, I want to. This is already just remind me how fucking like sorry and weak these guys are. So now when he says you doubled down instead of apologizing slash taking it down, okay. So let's go over the dynamics of this real quick. First off, I never actually doubled down. Now, I've said this before in the past. If they found it offensive just because they're looking at it through the lens of the victim only, and I say, I swear, guys, it's not about race, I'll shake his hand, just let me work it out, and then the guy refuses to work it out, he avoids me the whole weekend. So what is the doubling down part that they're talking about? Okay, let's talk about that, because I believe that them saying that, they're referring to when I pointed out when Justice called me a mutt. So they're saying that by me pointing out something that he did bad, I double down. When he says, dunked on this short mutt in doubles, sit like the dog you are, and play puff, she fits your style more. Okay. So, this guy made it personal, right? We know that. And, like, this is completely acceptable because of the communist behavior in the scene. That, like, getting back at white people is good. And I'm not even white, by the way. So, he does this. I point out he does this. And in response, this is what happens. Now, this is before I made all the videos. This is before the Vegeta video. This is before the million-view tweet. This is before all of that. This is before Coinbox pulled me. This is really far back. Only after the original YouTube video. So, I know people probably know the main details about this already. But the main thing I actually want to point out right now, let's go to the end real quick. So, okay, he brags about getting me DQ'd, but I want to show you something else that people are ignoring. This is actually the first thing that I did. The same night of the incident. The same night where the TO kicked me out and I tried to reach out and he did meet up with me. He did face-to-face try to talk. But then he just kind of ran from the situation and just, left me to burn. And he didn't care. He didn't have any remorse. Even though I told him, like, hey, like, can you middleman it? Like, I'll take the video down. Like, I just want to, like, shake this guy's hand and tell him I didn't mean it like that. So, like, this is the first night. He rigged it in every way possible, Like, he had it set up where the guy playing victim could avoid me, and he barred me from the event, so I couldn't physically work it out with the guy either. So both things were rigged. The virtual way to resolve it was rigged, and the physical way was rigged. So I had no chance to resolve it. And then the only chance maybe was if somebody would have been on my side. Adding in this last part does show that at least I was trying to sell it in a. I was trying to even own up to it, I could have apologized if he allowed me the chance. So, this was at 9:39 p.m. That same night, I said, I want to meet up and settle it. It had nothing to do with race, I swear by it. The first night, this is the first thing I did before the mud thing, before I pointed out that he called me a mud. And that's not even, that's not even up anymore. But, regardless, before I even pointed out he called me a mutt, which they're saying is doubling down, I had tried to resolve it. I already made an attempt to, like, tell the whole scene. And by the way, this is a public tweet I'm showing. This isn't just me privately DMing him. This is also me showing that I privately try to DM him. So this is literally the first thing. My first instinct was I'm gonna go ahead and screenshot proof that I DM'd him and he's not responding. And nobody really counted this as an attempt. They're just like you need to apologize, like, you're a racist. You're part of the KKK, and like call me NoFluxes because they're just being stupid. And like the first night before I even did anything that offensive, they were already like calling me a white supremacist. Like these guys were butthurt that I didn't delete the stupid little gorilla clip, even though it was never objective. Like it was never a clear thing, right? Because we can go ahead and play it again and again and again. All right, so let's go over the details again. This is what they got me on. This is the original clip. So what's the problem with it? Okay, I'm smiling. Now everyone recognizes the gorilla thing was something they've always plugged in, right? Actually, before I play this video, one more thing I want to show real quick. So, this is a real tweet from the Riptide Twitter page or whatever. This is actually them acknowledging like that that's their thing. It's okay, and like, this is like their icon. Even after the thing, even after I got canceled and framed for that stupid shit, they still made this tweet. So, and there's a bunch of other ones too. They still plug it in. There was a New Year's one. Like these guys are just like purposely trying to mock me, and I know what they're doing. So, I want to make this clear that like if they're saying to use it and like it's cool to use it, obviously, it's ridiculous that I ever got accused of any so-called racism, because we can go ahead and play the video again.
Justice ain't shit.
So where is the context? Where's the context at? So all I said is justice ain't shit, right? Okay. So where is the context where anyone mentions race, blacks, African Americans, any comparison or anything? Where is it? Where's the comparison? I just don't understand it. Like, I think that people are wanting me to completely base this whole thing off emotion, that like, oh, you can't say some guy ain't shit near a poster, especially because he's black. It's like, well, dude, like, that's not why I took. That's not why I did it near the poster, though. Like, I didn't shoot this thing near the poster because, like I was trying to be sneaky or whatever. Like, I did this because the guy that I was rooming with just thought it would be funny to just pose with it. Like, he didn't say, like, yeah, like, do it in front of the poster to make fun of him. Like, the point is, I didn't see that, like, they can use this against me. I just thought it was normal to, like, post with it. Like, just pose with it, and, I just never understood any connection or implication or whatever. I think this is like one of the most forced things, maybe even the stupidest band I've ever seen. I know it's probably easy for me to be a little biased to say that, but I mean, all time, this is one of the stupidest bands, like, of any Smash band you've seen. There are people who have done like violent things. There are people who have like put their hands on people before. Like Ryan Ford's put somebody in a fucking chokehold because somebody called him a slur. He got accused of like other shit, domestic violence and stuff, and he's still not fully ostracized, or he's not even really banned. They're able to integrate him back into the scene, and it was a while ago, but it doesn't change the fact that somebody like that actually physically did something. But I can't get another chance even after 2 apologies. So in the Free NoFluxes campaign, I not only got 75 supporters, whether they're genuine or not, we could talk about that, but so I say NoFluxes was falsely accused of latent racism due to the Riptide controversy via Twitter. Several tournament organizers were unhappy that they did not get a guilty plea, but they did receive an apology for the situation itself already. The video covers any remarks made towards TOs and community members that came off offensive to them. But most definitely, this alone does close the case. I'm asking the community to move forward already, instead of staying stuck and demanding me to admit to blatant racism, which is not fair. So, that's already a good opening, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up real quick. So Cody was one of the first people to act like it wasn't good enough or didn't count. Like he likes to get involved, just like how he got involved with Hax's case and many others. He likes to use his influence to really make you look bad, so that there's no way you can get back in. Like, he does it intentionally. It's not a coincidence. Like, he wants you to completely cuck out and do it his way, and like anything else, any other way than his way doesn't count. Slime actually like sells me out too. Yeah, I mean, he just insults me, and then he says I'm deflecting blame onto the one of the few people that stuck by me. Okay, like, who stuck by me? Let's talk about that. Regardless, so not only Slime made me look like shit, but Cody made me look like shit. And that's all you guys need to know from this situation. I already had played in a Man of Monthly, so I was probably expecting them to pull me out. They decided to pull me out. So when you have a fat fuck like the cheat telling me I'm not allowed to go, okay, well, you can hire any little stooge to tell me I'm not allowed to go. So basically, yeah, BLM ain't shit.
Ain't shit. Fuck you, lizards. BLM ain't shit. Here it is. BLM ain't shit. Fuck you, lizards. BLM ain't shit. BLM ain't shit. Fuck you, lizards.
Alright, well, so what exactly happened again? Let's talk about it. Well, after I did the couple apologies, I think it was the second one. It was the video, actually. The video came after the written statement. This is what happened, by the way. This guy, the same guy that made the horrible decision to ban me and just sell me out, respond basically, like, publicly went out of his way to respond, but not like tag me. And he's like acting like it was on his own behalf. He's not involved with any other TOs, and then he actually doubles down on it and says the number one priority at Riptide is the safety of all attendees. If you jeopardize that, you do not belong at Riptide. It's ridiculous. Like, he actually went out of his way to say that I jeopardized somebody's safety. So this is why I talked about this in my previous video. They always try to use that scam. Oh, you make people feel uncomfortable. Like, they always say the scam, even though they make up the claims that you're supposedly a racist off something that doesn't even make sense. Like, something that's not even related to race. They're gonna just make it about that out of nowhere. And they don't want to challenge it and be like, man, this is stupid, because it's somebody black, crying about it. So they're gonna treat him like a big baby. And I can go deep into why. If you're black, like, and you're proud of allying up with all these queer people and shit, thinking that you're good for that, just know they're using you. And two, why would you want to be proud for that? Like, that's what I've noticed too, is that, like, leftists are all like, they want to, like, combine the gay stuff with the race stuff. They're all anti-white, and they're all just like trying to get blacks to be anti-white and just join the LGBT mob, like, at least as an, form this alliance. Like, the LGBT mob is just like trying to, like, literally get people to push this shit onto kids, the youngest ages possible. Like, you think those are good allies for you? Like, I just think it's very reckless, first off. very reckless to just automatically team up with them just because they're against whites. Anyway, so yeah, he sold me out after I did the apologies. This is just like his way of ensuring that I would have no chance to get back in. And this looks awfully identical. Like the behavior is pretty much the same behavior as when the TOs sold out Hacks when supposedly Leffen got death threats. When he just asked like if he could compete in more majors basically, and he had done his time and he had made a lot of apologies already. Leffen put out that tweet right about let's find it real quick. Because when he said, due to receiving death threats since yesterday, I do not feel comfortable entering anymore. For my sake and others, I already alerted and sent info to the TOs. Okay, so this was 10/20/23, right? Now I want to say that this is pretty suspicious, right? Because now I'll show you why. Because let's go back to the Genesis situation. Where is it? Oh, never mind. Let's talk about this one more time. So, what did they do? Right after that, right? It's pretty much the same time frame. Is it actually? Hold on. It is. So suspicious. Okay, so 10/20, right? October 20th. This is 12 p.m. by Leffen. Okay, let's go back to this. Holy dude. This is so obvious and orchestrated. Are you serious? Literally, this is like not even more than a couple hours after. And they're already on it saying, death threats have zero place in our community. This is absolutely unacceptable. Like, literally right after that incident. And then, what happens to Hacks? Let's talk about that. Well, not only this made sure that, like, it was like negative attention because they started blaming it on him. They started like coming after his fans, blaming Hacks' fans. Just saying it's like Hacks' fault basically, and Leffen made the post, the tweet, talking about how like he's been called Hitler and this and that, and they took it down. Now, I think that the behavior of how the TOs went about this is obviously it's even more extreme than what happened with my situation, but it's pretty similar behavior. They like made sure, right? They made sure that like the person could not get back in. And I want to say that it's important to recognize the patterns here, because let's look at Hacks' attempt to get back in. Okay, well, I actually can't really read all of it here, but I just want you guys to know that he very well actually did do this apology statement, talking about how it's been 2.5 years, talking about how like he would like to play in more stuff, right? So this is the 19th of October, and all that led to, basically everything that followed, was Leffen saying that he got death threats out of nowhere. And that the TOs actually pulled the trigger and said that like they literally used the Genesis account to talk about it. They literally like made sure that like people knew that like it was relating to the Hacks Leffen beef. It's just so the cancel culture can keep this guy out. Like, none of this is a coincidence. I'm the real deal, guys. I'm tired of people talking up technicals about how good he is at exposing the TOs or the smash scene or whatever. Technical is a fucking fraud, dude. You want to know what technicals really serves, guys? Let's talk about it. This is what he's serving. Technical is serving this because he doesn't want to go against BLM. He wants to be a slave. Whoops, I can't say that. He wants to be a puppet for Black Lives Matter because he doesn't have the courage to call out the corruption within the left wing. He believes that he has to just like reap the benefits and oh, I'll just be woke and make money off all this stupid ass drama. Bro, like you need to be exposing everything, man. And you need to stop acting like the right wing is the evil one. And like if there's any evil wing, it's definitely the left wing right now because they're running shit, dude. They're running shit. They're running everything, man. At least in the forefront, it's pretty obvious they have the power. So if you're gonna hide behind identity politics too and try to reap the benefits and act like we're the bad guys, you want to sit around and act like you're some savior when you ain't doing shit for any of the real heroes, any of the real warriors to speak out against the political stuff. Where's your video where you expose BLM or where you exposed all this trans garbage where they're abusing their identities to get the power? Like, you don't talk about it because you know you'll lose your followers. The moment you talk about it, you're not black to them anymore. That's what I thought, man. You know I'm right about that shit. That's why you can do the interview with Shizwiz and you're trying to pick the questions out. He will make you feel uncomfortable. Because your weak ass doesn't want to do it the righteous way. You're not a man of God. You ain't shit technicals. Tell your boy Zero that there are people that they deserve the help. And all the people you could have helped, like me, Rookie, Mac, Shizwiz, instead you decided to just be selfish. And you want to wait 3 years to finally do a hacks video. You want to wait 3 years, dude? Man, you could have picked this shit up day one and been like, man, this is stupid. Like, this is not even racism. This is just stupid. But you and Franchise want to have your little circle jerk, want to have your little, like, fake ass hero roles and pretend like you guys are fixing Smash. Yeah, whatever. Franchise want to plug in the he, him pronouns and shit. Come on, dude. Alright, I'm done talking about technicals. Okay, so this situation was pretty similar, right? I already showed how hacks... Yeah, there we go. So all the shit that happened the next day, I mean, come on, guys. Like, how much more obvious can this be? The next day, Leffen says he gets death threats, and then the major TOs get involved that fast and pull the trigger. And you want me to believe that, like, there's no melee Illuminati? Come on, man. This is way too damn obvious. I can't believe that I'm the only one that, like, has the ability to see these patterns. But I hope that somebody wakes up. I hope that somebody realizes that, all this shit is just happening right in front of our eyes. They're just flaunting their power like pigs, you know. They just don't care. They're greedy. They'll do whatever. They don't have a limit. Like, they're gonna just abuse their power and just ban anyone for any reason they want and say, oh, well, you know, too bad, we're in charge here. You know, I could have been in Hack's situation, and I knew that the right thing to do was stand my ground, point out the flaws in the system, point out why you shouldn't conform and you shouldn't just please the cuck-TOs in charge. Because I'm stepping up, man. I'm stepping up. Homie Waffle sold me out, guys. He actually went out of his way to sell me out, like, and he's gonna act like he didn't, which is crazy. He tries to act like he didn't get involved with it at all. Like, what are you talking about? You're the main black figurehead in the entire melee scene, dude. You're literally the main guy. And you pulled the trigger day one. You literally made sure my career was done by backing this guy that, like, nobody gave a shit about him. You didn't have to do this to me, dude. This is what you do for money, man. I know you're gonna see this shit. You're gonna hear about it. One of your boys is gonna tell you about it, and I don't care. I know you're part of the Illuminati. I know you're in cahoots, trying to get by, just doing what you gotta do, profit, and you know, sacrificing somebody's career just to get by, dude. That's petty, man. You think it's justified just because of your race? You think you're better? You think you're superior just because you have a certain skin color? You deserve better treatment than somebody like me who's not even white, by the way. I'm not even white. But you're still gonna do this to me. You're gonna act like you had no say, you had no influence. How selfish, dude. They know that they're going to hell. They know they're shitty people. And they're gonna act like I'm crazy for saying they're going to hell. But they know what they had to do to get by. And they're gonna try to justify it, but they have a conscience, man. All these people just dumbed it out. All these people just found a way to numb it out and justify their actions. Just because the cult will tell them it's good and the cult will give them a free pass for anything they do. When somebody's in bad standing and they ask for another chance, you can tell how the TOs respond. They're so conniving about it. They'll make sure to keep you out. They plot it through the Discord server they run. They know how to plot it. They conspire to keep people out. There's no coincidence that it happens this way. It's like it's well planned out, you know? They're evil, but they're sophisticated in their methods. They don't care how evil it is. They just do it to make it easier for themselves, like get rid of somebody, like just throw them in the trash and act like, well, that problem's out of the way. It's like, are you sure? Are you sure that I'm out of the way, or Mech's out of the way, or any of those other guys are gone forever? Even Hacks, like, are you sure that we're just gonna just cease to exist just like that because you just want to abuse your power? And peace out, guys.